Okay guys, so I just got to work right now. I'm the first one here. I actually came in a little bit earlier to film. So I'm so excited. Okay guys, so this is just me walking into the clinic, and whenever I get in there, I will show you our boarding facility area and where, this is it, where we write down our patients that are staying or boarding with us. We write down their belongings, if they're getting their own food or our food, and we actually had a rabies quarantine this day, so that was fun. This other big dry erase board is where we put our hospitalized patients as well as drop-offs, and we just put our surgeries on the other side, but on Saturdays we typically don't have surgeries. So this is our schedule, just to let everybody know where they are throughout the day. And this is our morning checklist. So I'll just be checking off what I'm doing just to let the other girls know, like, okay, this was done, you don't need to do it. So I'm actually setting up the lab area, our fecal area as well. And I'll actually be going into the exam rooms and turning on the TV, make sure everything is clean, and making sure that everything is stocked so we don't have to run out of the room in between appointments. That would be on there. And like I said, I'll just be coming out of the room and just marking off what I did on the boarding checklist, just to let all the girls know what was done and what else needs to be done. So I'm getting the pending lab request and just going into each patient's file and just checking that any lab that we sent out before, the night before, has come in. So this is our Zoo's Rescue heartworm treatment dog, and she is staying with us for a little bit while we do her heartworm treatment. But I was actually just walking her on the leash. I'm not sure if some of you guys know, but we typically walk our heartworm treatments on a leash, just to keep their heart rate down so worms don't clog the vessels in the heart or the brain, and it is potentially fatal. So any dog that's going through heartworm treatment, you just want to make sure that you walk them on a leash. So after I let out the dogs that are boarding, any dirty cages, if I move them over to a new one, I'm just going to make sure that I clean it really well for the next person that wants to potentially put an animal in there. So just like the morning checklist, we actually have a checklist for the kennels. So the kennels is assigned pretty much to all of us. It's just kind of whoever gets to it first. So like I said, I was just marking off everything I had done on there. And like I said, we did have a rabies quarantine, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fill out the log just to let everybody know that the patient had eaten and had gone to the bathroom. So I was actually done with kennels already, and Harvey decided that she wanted to poop. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick it up and clean her kennel again before I place her back into it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and mop in her cage. So this patient was actually an annual, and it was a part of Zoo's Rescue, and I can go ahead and explain that further. So basically, Zoo's Rescue, it's a nonprofit organization that my doctor and my practice manager had actually started running since 2018, I believe. So they pretty much just have people that have volunteered to foster these animals until they find them a home. And with the fundraising that we do and everything else, it pretty much pays for each patient's visits to the vet. So this was Rip, and the foster had brought him in and was fostering him. So she was just bringing him to update his vaccines because, like I said, he was found and we don't really know his history. We just know that we want to get him up to par with all of his vaccines and everything. So I was actually drawing blood for a heartworm test. We did a fecal. I had gotten his vitals. We vaccinated him. He had gotten Bordetella, DHPP, and leptospirosis. And I'm sorry, I should very much clarify. It was the distemper parvo vaccine and the lepto. We sent home some dewormer and some medicated shampoo. His ears were pretty yeasty. They had that really bad smell to them, so we went ahead and got some ear swabs and ran a cytology, and it ended up coming back that it was cocci and yeast. So we went ahead and sent home some Mometavet ear wash, and it's an antibiotic, anti-yeast, all in one. We sent home some anti-yeast pills, which is the ketoconazole. And I was just vaccinating him right now, and Dr. Zhu did her exam, and she was just kind of looking on him to make sure that he didn't have any other abrasions or anything else odd. So right here is where I was cleaning his ears. He had some scabs on there, so Dr. Zhu wanted me to make sure I get those really well, and he was not liking it. But he was being a really good boy. So Miracle had previously been in, and I wish you guys could have seen how horrible she looked. She actually looks so great compared to what she looked like last time, and I can actually see if I can get a picture or a video if we had gotten one. So Dr. Zhu estimated her to be around 8 to 9 months old, German Shepherd mix, possibly a chronic flea allergy, and possibly Demodex mange. The rescue people had found her in the streets of Alvin, and Dr. Zhu did mention that with the condition that she had, it actually gets worse when her hormones change. So I was actually just getting a blood draw on her to send back out to the lab so we can recheck her blood work. And we sent home the last time Bravecto because it obviously helps with mange. that is a flea prevention as well. We sent home this time some antifungal shampoo and we gave her a vaccine of convenience. So this little boy, his name is Flick. He's 8 weeks old. We are actually just taking a picture of him to post it on our website for the zoo's rescue, just to kind of help raise money for him. And he actually had a transfusion overnight, and he was completely loaded with fleas, hookworms. So after we gave him his transfusion, we went ahead and had him stay the night so we could monitor him to make sure that he was going to be okay.